Today in Breaking Bitcoin, happy Black Friday, everybody. As soccer moms and dads elbow and shoulder past each other to grab the latest best deal at Best Buy over the newest iPhone, the Bitcoin order book is doing its own juking and whipsaw of its own as we move into this wonderful Black Friday. A BBC report links Russian spy agencies to BTC-E. The Plus token scandal is still dumping Bitcoin on the market, and we look at whether European banks will be legally allowed to actually hold spot Bitcoin. Stay tuned.
I'm Cap.
I'm Karloff.
And we're with Particle.io, and this is Breaking Bitcoin.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Breaking Bitcoin. Today is Friday, November the 29th, 2019, foul year of our Lord. Hopefully you guys are doing absolutely fantastic wherever you happen to be tuning in from today. I'm your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at crackingcryptocurrency.com, and we've got an absolutely fantastic show for you guys today. Before we get into it though, of course, before we get into the daily scuttlebutt, the Cracking Cryptocurrency us here at Cracking Cryptocurrency are not ignoring Black Friday. Of course, we talked about it for quite a while. The sale on our website is live. If you guys have been waiting for that, you guys can go to crackingcryptocurrency.com. Either hit the trading services or the plans and pricing tab at the top of the page to see all the options that we have laid out. And you can use today throughout Monday at the close of Monday's show. So the offer is good from today. The sale is good from today over the weekend until Monday, because we know life gets in the way. You guys can use coupon code CCBF1950 to receive 50% off a subscription package of your choice. And once that coupon code is expired, because that will only work for the first 15 individuals who put that in, you guys can use coupon code CCBF19-30 at checkout to get 30% off throughout the weekend for anybody that comes in. So 50% off for the first 15 individuals who sign up for the group, 30% off for everybody after that. We're pretty excited. We've got this rolled out. Discord website integration is done, so you guys can now log into the website with Discord. In fact, you'll be required to. I made that announcement last night. For the members, actually Ben did. So if you guys are currently existing members, you will by December 8th need to log into the website with Discord so we can get everything updated. Obviously, this has been a long time in the making. Super excited about this. Stayed up pretty late working on it last night so we could get it rolled out, as well as the other team members. So really excited, honestly. This allows us and lays the groundwork for us to do so much more, such as the online learning academy that we're going to be building. So all of our currently existing material, which individuals already love, we're going to be putting on the website. It's all going to get a facelift. It's going to be done procedurally through a course. So you'll be challenged. You'll receive quizzes to see exactly where you're at. It'll allow us as mentors on the back end to monitor where all our students are at, where they're at with their application, what they're struggling on, what they need to be challenged on more, how we can grow the course, how we can expand the course. Thank you guys, by the way, guys, so much, everybody who went out and did the premium member survey. If you guys didn't already, you guys can go do that. The link is in the announcements channel for the premium members. Other than that, guys, this really lays the groundwork for us to do so much with the online academy. And what we're going to be doing, not only are we going to be introducing new PTP material, covering things like options, advanced hedging, multiple contracts, bankroll management. Well, we already covered bankroll management, but advanced concepts of bankroll management, how to do trophy trading, and then we're going to focus on expanding into other markets as well. And by request, we're also going to be adding courses on things like candlestick analysis, Heikinashi, Renko, other strategies like that. So pretty excited to get that all to you guys. Obviously, it's been a heck of a year. We've grown so much as a community, and we couldn't do it without you guys. So I really want to let you guys know that you guys give me a fantastic thing to do every single day. I really enjoy working with all the guys that I get to work with on a daily basis. And on behalf of the entire team at Cracking Cryptocurrency, thank you guys so much for all your support, for all your effort, and for showing up not only for the show every single day, but in the community every single day, and putting your best foot forward and doing your best to grow as traders and grow this community with us. So thank you guys so much. It really is humbling and blessing. With that said, we've got a great show. We're going to talk about so much. So let's see here. The next cryptocurrency interview with Silvio Macaulay, the founder of Algorand. That's going to be coming out very soon. Really excited about that, as well as the other cryptocurrency interviews from San Francisco Blockchain Week. You won't have to wait very long to see those. I want to thank yesterday's crypto comment giveaway winner, which was Ninja Fist TV. Great question, my friend, that you asked yesterday. And I want to thank this month's crypto comment giveaway sponsor, Spectre Security Coin. Make sure to go check them out at spectresecurity.io for all your coin project needs. Coin project security needs. That is, they focus on security. Thus the name, Spectre Security. And with that being said, let's go give away some crypto as we do every single day to a random YouTube commenter. And let's break into the live scene. Let's go, guys. All right, so here we are in the live scene. We'll load comments for yesterday's video. Yesterday's video was Bitcoin Brawl Kickoff, Thanksgiving Day, and Bitcoin's price action, live analysis and trading, 8 unique users. Let's randomly pick a winner. And it was me. I win. Yay! We all win. No. Rekted Trader, tossing up the beer mugs. Thank you so much. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beer floor. All right, congratulations, my friend. Get a hold of me in the Discord, and I will gladly tip you some crypto. With that being said, into the live scene. All right, here we are on the 2 hour. We're actually going to zoom out to the daily and start our analysis here as we do. Nice little movement to the upside last night on the daily. Where are we at right now? Do we have an established uptrend on the daily? Should we be looking for long swings up to ridiculous numbers? No, still not. Not yet. Nice bullish candle yesterday. Definitely intraday opportunity. Congratulations to a lot of the guys in the group. I can tell from the ByBit rankings that you guys are using your systems, using your strategies appropriately, because intraday, a lot of individuals were able to catch that. You guys can see that from the P&L overall on our group. Pretty happy. Actually, really impressed overall with our group P&L. Again, the competition is 2 weeks, not a month, so we're already seeing individuals kind of jump out of the gate. I talked about this as well, unfortunately, with a lot of the guys. Not unfortunately, I guess it just is a nature of the fact. You know, with any kind of short-term competition, with any kind of short-term competition, you know, it's more for us, it's more for fun and just an ability to support the community and support the exchange where we trade on, as well as have fun and get the opportunity to win prizes and just foster our teamwork as a community. But overall, we do have to understand that short-term competitions do not, in the grand scheme of things, really reflect well on your profitability. As we all know, individuals who do high leverage gambling can get very, very impressive results in the short term. The difference is whether they can hold on to those funds in the macro, because often individuals that do get large outsized returns in the short term tend to have large outsized drawdowns as well, which is not something that we like in our strategy. But overall, pretty happy. Everybody in the group doing pretty well. The top P&L is very responsible, and that's what I want to see. I want to see the top P&L reflecting the discipline and the virtues and the consistency that we work on as a group, and not individuals taking 50 or 100x long positions and having to get lucky with those particular positions and then thinking that they're doing something right. They're not. They're fostering gambling. And if you're here to gamble, that's fine. Hopefully you have a job that you really, really like and a good index fund investment. But if you're here to trade consistently for profit, then you're going to be doing things a little bit differently. So anyways, Wadatar explosion, still a falling explosion level because we are still transitioning from that movement out of the previous bearish trend. So it does take time for a bullish trend to be established, even though there have been bullish trades to the upside. So on the daily time frame, we still do not have confirmation of strong trending long signals, which would put us into a different trading environment, again, as we talked about yesterday, where we're looking to buy every dip, where we're looking to that's it in its simplest form. Buy every dip, always be looking to take the market to the upside, be extremely bullish, be extremely positive. We're not quite there yet. As beautiful as the movement is, as impressive as it is, and it always seems to, and Bitcoin does seem to naturally correct this way. So shout out to good reversal traders who speculated on that lower bottom and used lower risk. Congratulations on a successful trade. But don't get extremely excited yet. And we talked about this. We talked about this yesterday. We do have commodity channel index giving us our second of 3 confirmations now, crossing above our dynamic zero level. We talked about introducing this modification to commodity channel index yesterday. And of course, we did get the 1 confirmation signal from Minx back 3 days ago now, on the 26th of November 2019. So again, one could have taken a speculative low risk, 1 confirmation, essentially reversal trade, in combination with what I like to do and what I'm going to be teaching is you can use that 1 confirmation signal, your reversal indicator, but it has to be in conjunction with something else. Either a level of demand is going to generally work out the best, or a liquidation level, or something to do with open interest, although I generally think that trading open interest is more of a meme than actually helpful. For example, if you go take a look at open interest, you know, you hear the meme like, when open interest is rising and price is rising, then that's bullish. If open interest is falling and price is rising, that's bearish, blah, blah, blah. But if you actually just go take a look at open interest, I cannot define any discernible pattern in the macro anyways, from the way that open interest seems to rise. It seems to continue to rise as the market tops out. Doesn't seem predictive whatsoever to me. Liquidations are fairly predictive in my opinion, as far as looking for an order book entry initiation. So obviously, if we've had a sharp move down in the market and price action is descending us into a significant level of demand, either a level of support or a previous liquidation zone or an area below old lows, and we see a combination of lots and lots and lots of long liquidations, that's often a good place to begin looking for a speculative long. Now, again, picking tops and bottoms is not a good idea, but what you can be on the lookout following that is, again, that one confirmation reversal indication that you've backtested. And again, you can backtest that you can backtest. You can backtest for the signal from your reversal indicator and see, you know, what level of success does this have by itself. And then you can also then apply this. You'd have to do this manually, which I think is the best backtesting, but then manually backtest to see, after the market condition that you're looking for, that steep dive down plus liquidations into a level of demand. If you then wait for price action to turn bullish, indicated by your reversal indicator, giving you the objective signal to go long or to go short, with the converse of rising up into supply, then that is something that you can backtest and you can get statistics on. And again, I think something that you can implement into your personal trading. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, let's see here. With that being said, not a whole lot more to talk about on the daily. Let's pull up, I want to pull up a couple things. Like commodity channel and, or excuse me, our CC EMA script, for example. Now, here's the thing. When price is rising, we don't want to be overly, you know, kind of the problem with having many, many lines on your chart is that it can fall into confirmation bias. So for example, a lot of individuals in the group took the, as did I, the reversal short off of the 13 EMA, right? Off of the 13 EMA, the primary baseline for a lot of individuals. Now, what are we getting right now? We are getting a selling reaction off the 21 period exponential moving average, the tertiary baseline, with our secondary baseline still being all the way up at around 84.08. Now, I know that kind of the bullish sentiment right here is to take the breakout trade above the 21 exponential moving average and look to take that up to the 55, potentially the 200-day moving average that we do see. I do believe that is the simple. Let me make sure I set my chart correctly. No, that is the, sorry, that is the exponential moving average. So, okay, so our simple is going to be all the way up there, and our exponential moving averages for the 100 and the 200 are going to be in the 84.08 to 85. Sorry, 85.62 to 87.21 zone, with our 55 exponential moving average, the important one in my opinion, the daily 55 exponential moving average, our secondary baseline, coming in at 84.08. So those are in general the areas to be aware of, the I would say the targets for upside trading. And I know a lot of individuals are looking for that breakup trade above the 21 exponential moving average, above 7,900, where we are currently rejecting from and currently trading in between the 13 and the 21 exponential moving average on the daily, and looking to take that up. Again, for me, for daily trades, I will still be looking for Wadatar explosion to confirm the movement, preferably looking for the explosion level to rise as well. Because again, when that does, that allows an individual to capture, let's look at the difference here between setups that we're looking for, our optimum setups. It would be the difference between capturing, let's get rid of CC EMA here for a moment. We'll just go back and look when WADA signals us to take trades. For example, allows us to catch a nice strong uptrend like this. If we look at downtrends as well, allows us to catch nice strong downtrends like this. Allows us to catch nice strong uptrends like this, is where we get the confirmation right here. And let's see here, we do get the confirmation here. Of course, that was a bottom out. Let's see here, let's look for the next good signal. We do have one false one here, so two small ones. But again, you can see that when we get the exit signal, that's a very small loss. Very similar to here where we get the exit signal. Let's see here. I guess that's the only one loss in that area. Similar here, we get to ride this downtrend. we're able to get in right here and capture this long wick, which wasn't really an uptrend. And then again, when it also signaled over here for the collapse. Here was the original signal right here. And we are able to capture this movement to the downside. So again, you have to ask yourself, what is the trade? Is the trade from here to here? Or are you looking for, the trade from, let's say, here to something like here? We're always looking for the strongest trend that we can possibly enter into. And while it can be frustrating to see price kind of move by, we have to accept that if you're simply trading daily trending strategies, you have to be patient. You have to be patient and let the trade come to you. You're not going to be able to capture every trade. You're not going to be able to capture every trade with any strategy. So patience, discipline, diligence, and when the market turns in your favor, you act and then you profit. Because again, what you're not going to be doing is you're not going to be entering into as many trades as lower time frame or Meso-timeframe traders and getting kind of getting that significant drawdown that comes with more frequent trading. So you're going to take less trades. You're going to have a higher hit rate. A lot of the good daily traders that I know who are just looking for daily trending setups, perfected signals, generally their hit rate is 70% or above. Because using the filtration system that we teach in PTP allows you to filter out a lot of those losses. All right, so let's bring our haul back. Other than that, I also wanted to go take a look at the cloud. By request, I was asked to take a look at the cloud today. 2060-3120, which are the settings that we use. Got the TK bearish cross over here, which was a good trading signal to the downside. We are currently getting rejection from our 20-period Donchian, with our 60-period Donchian resting up around 85.33, right in that same zone again as our secondary baseline up around that $8,500 area. So again, 21 exponential moving average and the 20-period Donchian coming in right around the same area, right where we're receiving overhead resistance from, right where we have currently sold off on today's daily candle and intraday. And looking to see, I know a lot of people are looking for that breakout momentum trade above those levels. Looking over to what the sentiment is for the analysts in the team, I do feel that the strong, from our conversations this morning and looking at the markets, generally the sentiment for most of our traders are to not long this breakout, to view this as a liquidity grab, and again, to just stay consistent and wait patiently for that fill around 7,300, 7,350. I actually had my limit fill at 7,350, missed it by, I think, about $21 on this lower wick right here. And was not able to take advantage of this movement to the upside. Was up pretty late last night working on the Discord integration. Now, the only thing that was interesting was this 2-hour long signal that was signaled right here. And kind of one thing that I've learned is that when Bitcoin puts in closes on a really strong candle like this out of consolidation, typically one will not want to ignore that. Bitcoin is something when you have been trending upwards for a while, especially on a week where Monday was an up week, just looking at price action, typically Bitcoin does tend to charge quite strongly if it closes out of consolidation on a strong candle. You always want to wait for the candle to close. And that was actually a mistake that I made last night, which was not waiting for the 2-hour candle to close and actually taking a wrong signal, which resulted in a losing trade for me intraday yesterday. So as it currently sits, waiting for confirmation to actually take price to the downside from here, to take price down to that $7,300, $7,350 area. I'll be waiting for a trending PTP signal to take price down there. And then I will be implementing my reversal long strategy, my reversion to the mean strategy, because overall, just as we talked about yesterday, nothing has largely changed. We haven't had a strong breakout, nor have we had a strong breakdown. We've simply traded in this range, in this zone. And again, as we talked about, reversion to the mean strategy, shorting anything above the range, longing anything below, I still think is the way to go. And I think that those who are practicing that right now and have been practicing that have done quite well because they've been able to play. If we go over to the 4-hour time frame and we bring up, let's bring up volatility expander. So here's volatility expander. Again, shorting anything that goes above. You would have taken price back down to the first line, to the middle line, to the second line. Again, 4-hour closed right here. So you would have been set up for a beautiful trade back down to the median line right here. And again, where are we at right now? Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are above. We are above. All right. So what is a good exit system for this style of trading? Okay, typically one thing that you can always look at, which is simple, is switching over to Heikinashi. And seeing if you get a subsequent candle close, a second subsequent candle close above is generally a good strategy to utilize. With regular Japanese candlesticks, you can also be waiting for that regular Japanese candlestick close above your previous high that, in my opinion, invalidates. Or you can just use a simple stop loss method is what you can utilize as well. All right, let's take a look here and see. Let's do let's take a brief look here and see what we got. Just looking at commodity channel index signals. Again, we did get the 4-hour long signal on this candle right here. Commodity channel index would still have us in a long. That's a good trade. Again, people ignore simple trending strategies at their peril. Very similar for Minx. Minx got us in on the actual next candle, had us sit through drawdown, actually gave us a losing trade on that one, but then did get us in here and would still have us in out here. And 4-hour Minx actually gave us a signal on the previous 4-hour close as well. So this candle right here. Again, Minx is sensitive, so you do want to pair this in conjunction with a reversal, or excuse me, not a reversal, but a confirmation indicator. And as you can see here, commodity channel index, much cleaner, much smoother. Wadatar explosion also gave you a signal on this candle right here. Actually, you know, what's interesting about WADA on the 4-hour is it never had you exit your long trade. Never had you exit your long trade, except for potentially right here. Which, you know, even if you would have entered here, still would have garnered a profit and would have had you back in on the very next candle for this movement right here. So still has you in a long trade. So overall, Meso-timeframes are still overall bullish. We haven't lost that bullish potential as well. We always do want to be on the lookout for exhaustion, as we can see trend exhaustion right here, followed by what appears to be a liquidity grab currently. And we'll see how these next 4-hour candles kind of close. See if we actually do get, you know, good bullishness from here, an actual breakout, which would invalidate the reversion to the mean strategy, and validate long signals, and validate this 2-hour long signal again that we got last evening. But again, I'm of a stronger opinion, as I think are the rest of the guys in the group, of that retest of 7,300, potentially just a little bit lower, and looking for fills to take price up to around, I think the sentiment of the group is around 8,000. We'll be looking to establish our positional shorts again, because the dominant direction of the trend is still bearish at right now, unfortunately. All right. So let's take a brief break. We'll go down to the 15-minute here and just monitor. We will bring up the bright blue, bright green's cool. We'll bring up the intraday system. I teach individuals how to do VPSV scalping in the premium webinar series. Do not have a video currently on VWAP, but that's potentially something that we can cover. Paired with time transformation on the 15-minute time frame down here as well. And cool. We'll just leave it just like that for now. We'll make some modifications to this because we haven't been sitting in the 15-minute for a while. It's the most fun chart to watch intraday. But if we kind of zoom out here, what can we see? We can see a big stab up into a low volume node. We can see right here, we can see this break above the previous point of control, break above this high volume node, which again led to some good bullish price appreciation. And we're kind of seeing the opposite thing in reverse right here. Again, liquidity grab, doji candle, grabbing liquidity on high volume into a low volume node, price accumulating or consolidating right above the point of control, and shorters would be looking for this intraday breakdown right now of the point of control to at least take price back, again, utilizing VWAP, down to VWAP, again, kind of back to the chunk down area where VWAP did switch last night on the daily close. So down to about 75.51, intraday from 77.55, which is where we're currently trading roughly. Whew. All right, so let's slide on over to the chat here, and let's do a roll call, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing this morning? We got Mastash Crypto Knight in the house. Crypto Knight says Binance US is garbage. Plus, they don't allow North Carolina residents to use their WAC exchange. I did watch Catherine Coley's live stream the other night on Periscope, and I will say this: I had an opportunity to meet with some of the Binance US team in San Francisco, and I will say that it's not terrible, man. What I really like about Binance US, and I haven't utilized it too much. But I do have an account over there. I have funded it with a little bit of money. I do like that they offer dollar pairs to trade on. I really, really like that. I do prefer trading dollar pairs rather than BTC pairs because, again, I am an individual who pays his bills with my trading profits, and it's just much easier to sit in cash and trade an asset, right? Or to sit in something that is relatively stable if you're going to be trading. And it depends on what margin you want to increase. If you're only trading altcoins, for example, to increase your actual amount of BTC, to grow your investment in BTC passively, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to trade like I trade, then I am actively interested in more USD markets for these altcoins. That brings in better fiat on-ramps, better liquidity overall, better market structure, better market making activities. Because when you have market makers that can come in and sit in cash and not have to worry about, not only do they not have to worry about, they already have to worry about the regular intraday volatility, but market makers don't really care. That's what they're there for, is the volatility. They're there to make the books. But if they have to sit in an asset, if they have to sit with their capital in an asset that moves up and down, that could appreciate quite volatilely itself, like Bitcoin, it's really a turnoff to a lot of professional market making operations. And we want good market making operations. We want strong order books. You guys want to stop seeing so many wicks. You guys want to start seeing more consistent movements. You guys want to see less fake outs. All of these things are occurring due to thin books and thin liquidity, new emerging market, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I would argue, again, specifically because we're largely trading against BTC. So I am actively for more USD markets. And I think Binance US doing a pretty good job over there. I was actually surprised that it had been a few days. It had been like a while, actually, since I went and looked at Binance US. I looked at it last night and was surprised at all the US markets that they have or that they've added, or USD markets that they have that they've added. And as far as, and again, I'm not sitting here, doing one solid for Binance US. Again, it's just American traders. Where else are you going to go if you're looking for something legitimate? The thing is, they are going to be adding almost all those states. It's unfortunately just a regulatory process and pain in the butt. Scrooge McDuck, Farbod, Caprica. Good morning. Caprica was watching Billions, but it's 6 o'clock in the UK. Cracking cryptos on. Well, thanks so much for joining us, my friend. Ricky Thompson said, TradingView, huge Black Friday sale, best time to buy or top up. Yeah, so actually I went ahead, so I have the, what is it called? The premium? Whatever the, whatever the top, yeah, premium. And that is exactly what I did this morning. I bought the annual premium subscription. It's a huge discount. If you guys are going to get a TradingView account, highly, and you're gonna pay for access to more than the default features. If you guys, I'm not gonna do an ad for TradingView, but You know, listen, TradingView is the platform that I utilize. I think it's great. I love the Pine script. It just does so much that you can't do anywhere else. And again, the best indicators are on TradingView. The best indicators are on TradingView. That's the only problem. There are other platforms that are pretty neat, like a lot of like free or easy to use, like charting platforms, but the best indicators are on TradingView. The best indicators are on TradingView, and it gives you the option to build your own. And although Pinecode is clunky and not the best user, writing software, writing language out there, it still works, and you can build fantastic stuff in it if, like me, you just take the time to learn how to do it. And again, that's something that we teach in Cracking Cryptocurrency with our Pine scripting course. So yeah, and with our more advanced plans, you can get custom time intervals. You can get 8 charts on your screen simultaneously. Let's see here, like this. If you're into such a thing, custom time intervals, second tick data. You can do all the strategy testing and back testing. You can have up to, I think, 25 indicators on your chart. That's pushing it a little bit, but it's super neat. If you guys are going to take advantage, I do recommend you guys strike while the iron's hot. And that's not a bad idea. Like, I recommend people do that. Like, wait and buy, save up your capital and buy up all your annual subscriptions on or around Black Friday or the holidays, because that's when everything does big discounts. That's when everything does big deals. Plan out your next year. Be prepared. Be an individual that takes charge of their lives. Just like with trading, you approach the markets the way that we teach individuals how to trade, the way that we trade in our community, with a plan, and you strategically execute your plan. You have planned your trade and you trade your plan. You don't react to the markets intraday, off intraday volatility, unless that was the objective signal that you were waiting for. And you want to do the exact same thing with your personal lives, with your personal capital. Plan out your annual expenses for the next year, save up your capital throughout the year, go without throughout the year, and then wait until that opportunity comes for you to do large bulk discounts. And you can do that if you just go without for a while and save up your money, set your money aside, and make a strong plan to get there. Not only will that empower you to have better savings, to have a better savings and investment regimen for the rest of your life, if you actively train yourself to not buy what you want now, if like something comes along that you can do without, instead of just running out and impulse buying it because you have the money, write it down that is something that you want or need. Make put that on a list, a piece of paper, make a prioritized list of all of those things, and then actively start setting aside money to be able to purchase that thing, right? So maybe take $20 out of your paycheck every week, put it into an envelope, and put the name of the item that you want to purchase on that envelope, set that aside, and when that envelope has enough money to buy that thing, that's when you buy it and not a moment before. That's a fantastic way to build savings discipline and investment discipline for any of those out there who are struggling with that or would like to get better. Dubitat Ebrius, good to see you, my friend. Caprica said, paid full whack a few weeks ago. TradingView, don't feel bad, because that's what I did the first time I plunged into getting the actual big premium package. It was like May, actually. So it was months before November, but I knew that if I just waited, but I really needed it at that moment, took the plunge on the year, paid that high price tag, and then Black Friday rolled around and I was like, oh, shoot me, And now I just wait and top up every year. Kryptonian says, I am new to DLive, but so far it's looking good. Was watching some random YouTube video and a pop-up message told me the stream is starting. Well, welcome to the stream, my good friend. Happy you like it over on DLive. By the way, big shout out to my DLivians over there, guys. And let's toss some lemons in this chest, my friend. Kryptonian, thank you so much for the follow as well, my good friend. Let's toss these lemons in. As we do every day on DLive, we give back to the community. For those who support us over here on DLive. With some crypto. Crypto Jack, good to see you, man. Happy birthday, Wendy, says Dubitat Ebrius, and says me. So, Wendy, if it is your birthday, happy birthday to you, my good friend. Hopefully your dog is doing well today. Crypto Jack says, look at it this way. If you paid full price for TradingView a few weeks ago, others paid the full top on BTC. Happy Black Friday, says Spectre Security Coin. What's going on, my friend? Scrooge McDuck says, we're shouldering our way to buy cheaper BTC. Forrest is going to throw a diamond at me today, Justin. Oh, man. Let me duck, bro. Let me see if you did it. Oh, Forza World TV, thank you so much for the diamond, my friend, man. He says, happy Thanksgiving, Cracking Crypto community, or Cracking Cryptocurrency fam. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, dude. And Ricky T, thanks for the lemon and the ice cream, my brother. Bob the Builder, good to see you, my friend. Aaron Webb says, I was trying to sign up for 3 months, but it's charging me $75 for 1 month. You know, I had that same thing from one other person, but he was able to, I assume you're talking about subscribing on the website. And, you know, we did just push this live, so be patient with us, guys, if there's any, like, small errors or anything in how things are processed. Not in how things are processed, but just if there's any kind of UI glitches, like, we're actively fixing it, or not fixing it, but working on it as it goes. It will only get better and better. So if there's anything that's a little clunky, just be patient with us. We will take care of it. Just send us a message and we'll get to you. I absolutely promise. But yeah, somebody else sent me that same message this morning. They signed up, but they said it was just a mistake. They did the 1 month. You know, they were going to get the 3 month. They accidentally clicked the 1 month, paid for the 1 month, went back and paid for the 3 month, and then we'll just send them the $75 back. So I don't think it should work like that. Get a hold of me in the Discord, or get a hold of one of the other administrators in the Discord, and we'll get that fixed for you, man, if it is such a thing. But shouldn't be. Dark Rico, good morning, my friend. Jack says the ByBit tutorial part 2 is coming out soon, guys. Just hang on a little longer. Hodl. Rookie T says, how do I donate more than 1 lemon at a time on DLive? I don't think you have to. You can donate. Well, you can click ice cream. You can click diamond. You can do a Ninjagini. You can do a Ninjet. That's how you would do that. Ghost 7 says, I've liked. How about you? Ahmed says, as a trader who trades different markets, do I analyze the markets the same way, or do I look for every market in a different way, like Forex and crypto? In general, the base strategy is almost identical. There are a few like slight changes that I'll do on Forex. There are a few slight changes that I'll do on indices and on stocks, for example. Like, so for example, on stocks, I'll take reversal trades far more often. Same as in cryptocurrency. I almost never, ever take a reversal trade in Forex, for example. On precious metals, I use, and for every market, I use a different system, right? So same system, different indicator components with different settings that are optimized for those particular markets. And that's what you will come across when you do your back testing. So, you know, pick one market. I think that the cryptocurrency is the easiest to get into, and obviously what is the primary source of my income as well. But, you know, of course, broadly trading all the markets is my primary source of income. With a heavy emphasis on cryptocurrency for me particularly. But other people are going to do it differently. Some people might, you know, be more heavily, might do more active trading on indices or in stocks. And some people might do more active trading in Forex. I prefer to do more active trading on BTC. So that's just my personal take. And, you know, the nice thing about PTP and having your own system and building your own strategy is that is going to naturally come across to you as well. And all you're going to do is you're going to take your system, you're going to pull up a different chart. So instead of pulling up BTC-USD, you'll just pull up ZAO-USD or the dollar Swissy, and you'll run your back test on it, and you'll see, okay, does this work very good? What do I need to change? Let me see if I can just tweak some parameters and tweak some settings. Okay, that looks good. That's a good back test. Let me see if I can optimize it. Or because you've already built a system, you know exactly the steps to go through to build another one. So once you've built, you know, building your first PTP trading system can be a little challenging. I think obviously that's why the course is there, while the mentors are there to help out with that process. But once you've done that, building another one, you know, Like people come at me with indicator ideas and I throw a strategy together in about an hour. And then I just run it through an algorithmic backtest and I'm like, cool, why don't you go trade that go paper trade that for a couple months. Let me know. So it's pretty neat, man. It's pretty neat when we trade this way. Still new to DLive. Is there such a thing as a like button here? No, you can follow the channel though, if you'd like to support us, man. And thank you if you do. Jap asks, what's LibreCoin? It is Facebook's cryptocurrency. Kryptonian's going to open up a window and watch on YouTube as well. Got to get those likes. Thanks, man. Lee says, love the show. What's the code for your program? For the discount, it's going to be right there on the website. So just go to Cracking Crypto. I'll show you guys. Probably should have demonstrated that. So if you guys just go to, our website here, crackingcryptocurrency.com, you can either go to trading services up here at the top, and this will have a full description of what we do as a group. This will have a full description of the Pathways to Profit course. Here is an educational video on what we do. These are all the services that you get as a member of Cracking Cryptocurrency, additional services as well. Here is our pricing structure right here. You can either click on any of these buttons, or if you go to plans and pricing, then you'll see our Black Friday sale and discount right here is going on. And you'll see the coupon code CCBF19-50 to get 50% off. And after that, once that's expired, because it's only good for 15 uses, so it might actually, I'm not sure. I'm not looking at the back end right now, so I'm not sure exactly how many people have already joined up today. CCBF1930 will give individuals 30% off the rest of their, or for the rest of the weekend. So you got plenty of time. If you guys just want 30% off, you can take your time. If you guys are trying to get that 50% off, again, that's a limited time deal, and we're just trying to reward early newcomers. And then you can see all the features. These are the individual features that you guys can see. If you guys are looking at more mentoring, if you guys are looking at having greater access to a personal mentor, then these are all the explanations of those if you guys go around. And then all you'll do is you can click any of these buttons to subscribe. It'll list it for you again, and then you'll have to log in with Discord. You need to have a Discord account. You don't have to be in our Discord server, but you do have to have a Discord account to log in. That'll create you an account on the website, and then you can do your payment right through the website. Whether that's PayPal or whatever payment option that you want, BTC, Ethereum, we accept as well. Ditcha says, it is midnight, but the best podcast for crypto. Ricky Thompson says, smoke and deal, could not pass it up. Audio, yep, thank you, man. He says, it disciplines you in mastery of one's own self. That's the route, man. That's the pathway to profit. Ricky did the 30 free day trial, and on the last day, they gave me 35% off. Another way to get a deal if you miss Black Friday. That's a good point, yeah. Kryptonian, when trading stocks, can you trade just looking at indicators, or do you need to read up on the companies? You know, so the nice thing about the way that I trade is that you don't really need to do any fundamental analysis. Now, for longer term investments, I only look at fundamentals. So for example, for my dividend portfolio and for the portfolio that I am building to hedge against the stock market decline with short sell ETFs, that's all fundamental, right? I don't look at charts for that, right? I just look at fundamentals, and I build my portfolio based off value. I buy dividend stocks or invest in dividend stocks based off things like, earnings per share or PE ratio, things of that nature. I also, when I'm looking to start establishing positions in companies, I do then look at the charts and wait for the technicals to line up with the fundamentals. But overall, I start with the fundamentals when I'm looking to invest, right? When I'm trading stocks or when I'm looking to trade stocks, it's all technical, man. It's all technical. There are particular strategies that I have used before, particularly with options around earnings. That is, but again, one could argue that it's a trading strategy. I have a good option strategy that produces basically passive income. And again, that's a cyclical structure of selling covered calls and then selling puts that you have cash for. And that's just once you take assignment, you go back, you start off with selling puts, and then you eventually you're going to take assignment of the stock, and then you sell covered calls until somebody exercises the option, and then you go back to selling cash puts, and then you get assignment, and you go back to selling covered calls. It's just, you just ride that wheel over and over again. Box spreads on brokers that allow it are also a great, essentially passive income strategy, as long as you look at the chart and do your due diligence, and don't recklessly trade, particularly around earnings time. But a lot of people take FDs way OTM near earnings time, and they're looking for that super get rich quick scheme. Options trading is the 100x leverage of the stock market. But yeah, it's all technical, man. Hey, buddy, I'm live, buddy. Hey, hold on, guys. What's up, buddy? Hey guys, give me just a moment. My son seems a little ill, so we're just going to go to the BRB screen real quick while I make sure that he is feeling okay, and I'll be right back. And we're back, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Sometimes a boy just needs his father. Son didn't sleep very good last night, and now he's not feeling too good because he didn't want to get some extra sleep this morning. So, appreciate his hardcoreness, but again, gentle hand of the father stepping in. All right. Let's see here. So, sorry for the delay, guys. Thank you so much for staying with us. That will be our show break right there. Farbod says, could you explain a bit about the dynamic zero line in commodity channel index, please? Sure. So what it's designed to do it's actually quite simple. All it does is it dynamically tracks with a linear regression moving average, or any moving average of your choice. But LSMA I find works best. Actively tracks commodity channel index so that as the market moves, you don't just have a static level of zero. So that this level will actually move with commodity channel index and let you know dynamically what is the best levels to be entering and exiting trades at. So it's just changing your initiation level from a static value of 0 to something that is dynamic and fluctuates with the market as the market fluctuates. And on the lower time frames, we are getting a test on a non-closing basis. We have a candle close in about 7 minutes and 30 seconds on the 15-minute chart of that point of control. And this does look more like a breakdown to me. When I hear ice creams, I have Forrest Gump movie in my head. Turkey Gate. All right, so let's open up that DLive chest, and we'll get straight into the news. So let's get into the news, guys, with today's cryptocurrency segment. All right, so first thing we want to do is open up this chest and distribute these rewards. And our first story of the day is going to be on Plus Token. So this is something that I wanted to talk about yesterday. We just didn't have time to cover this, of course. One of the big theories in the market right now is that the Plus Token scandal is or has and continues to have an outsized effect on the market's fluctuation, on Bitcoin's price appreciation over the years. Obviously, for those of you who have been living under a rock, the Plus Token scandal was one of the largest Ponzi schemes that we've ever seen in known history. It took place in China regarding Bitcoin deposits. So as your typical deposit your Bitcoin here, earn passive income. We just pay interest. We have these automated bots that do this and that. It's BitConnect all over again. It's the exact same thing that BitConnect and arbitrage.io the arbitraging website offers. It's all a scam. There's no such thing as free money, guys. So the Plus Token Ponzi scheme, which we have covered on this show before, as I said, is one of the biggest scams in history. Yet, unfortunately, it's largely unknown, and that's why we've reported on it so much outside of Korea and China, where it took place, where it was popular, where a lot of investors were swindled. Now, its ringleaders were apprehended by Chinese authorities earlier this year, but before that happened, the scheme is said to have collected a whopping $3 billion in Bitcoin, or roughly 1% of the total supply. And again, we can also realize that there is a good chunk of the total supply that has been lost forever. So that number dramatically increases, perhaps to 2 or 3% of actual realistic supply of Bitcoin circulating. Now, analysts who were tracking the funds on the blockchain have discovered that this Bitcoin is regularly being dumped on the market, being sent to exchanges. So Plus Token was one of the largest cryptocurrency-related Ponzi schemes that we have ever uncovered. And its scammers gained close to 200,000 Bitcoin and 800,000 Ethereum from their victims. And they claim to have over 10 million members in early 2019. Trouble started, obviously, for Plus Token in June of this year, when Plus users began reporting withdrawal issues on social media. Again, BitConnect and soon to be arbitraging. Several of the Plus Token creators fled the country, but by the end of the month, they were apprehended by Chinese authorities. Now, the Plus Token scam began immediately after that, moving large amounts of Bitcoin around to protect their ill-gotten gains, including one infamous transaction that carried the message, "Sorry, we have run." Now, while many of the Plus crew were picked up early and remained in the custody of Chinese authorities, the cryptocurrency was not retrieved, meaning someone still had and has access to these funds. Now, many now suspect that Bitcoin's unprecedented 14 4-hour red candles in a row in August marketed the start of the great dump of the Plus Token BTC stash. Some even suspect that this Plus dump alone put an end and has put an end to the 2019 bull run when we topped out at 14,000. Now, analysts carefully tracking the Plus BTC since then, or the BTC that the Plus team accumulated, have since uncovered that the funds are still continually dumping months later to this day on markets. According to Ergo BTC on Twitter, the amount of Bitcoin the group holds may even be over 200,000 Bitcoin. Assuming all the known Bitcoin has been sold off from early August, that brings the average at around 1,300 Bitcoin sold per day. For reference, about 1,800 Bitcoin is mined per day, meaning the daily Plus sell-off is equivalent to 72% of daily mining rewards entering the system, which is already a known level of supply. Now, given this consistent and constant sell-off pressure, this could have been the reason, and might be the reason, why Bitcoin trading has been so choppy in the last few months. Ergo argues that market impacts will continue for some time, given that the scammers still have many more cryptocurrency assets to liquidate. Indeed, this only concerns or excuse me, this analysis so far only concerns the BTC stash of Plus token and does not include the sum 800,000 Ethereum and 260,000 EOS that was taken in by the Plus scam. Now, given that the Plus token share of the entire circulating BTC supply is around 1%, the scammers are said to have a continued effect on price that will last for months or potentially even years to come. Now, thus far, exchanges and wallets have done a very poor job of flagging these on-chain transfers, which explain why the scammers have been able to offload their Bitcoin so easily, as opposed, for example, to the Upbit Ethereum hack, which is being tracked and actively being monitored as we speak, with Binance CZ coming out immediately and saying, I will put a stop to this. No such reaction whatsoever from any of the major exchanges on the Plus token scandal, which again is the largest cryptocurrency scandal in history, one of the largest financial scandals in history, period. $3 billion worth of cryptocurrency these guys pulled in. $3 billion. And nobody's saying a word. Not an exchange is breathing a word. These funds are being dumped on exchanges with nobody breathing a word about this. And why? Why is that? Why is nobody else talking about this? We've talked about this multiple times. No freezing of assets, no public monitoring on the blockchain, no wordy statements from CZ. This is all really fishy to me as to how the market community is dealing with this. So let me know what you guys think. If you're watching this later, pre-recorded, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this issue. If you're in the live chat, let me know your thoughts. Something about this does not add up. Where there is large amounts of money and manipulation, there often tends to be very residual effects from that manipulation for a very long time to come. And I think that one would be foolish to not be factoring this into their fundamental analysis of the Bitcoin market right now. Getting back to Bitcoin, we did have a nice little sell-off right there that was bought back up quite quickly. But again, overall, breaking through that point of control. Again, the price action setup here would be to momentum take that down to at least the VWAP, with a stop loss most likely here, or a soft stop loss to wait to see if price does close above that 78.16 level. Paul is asking, he was waiting for a point for questions about trading, but I think I might have missed it. For a $1,000 trading account, really any account, what ratio of ByBit to Binance do you think might be good? Well, so the first question, and maybe the first thing that I would recommend that you do is just get good with your primary strategy on BTC USD. And then you can either use something like a trophy investment system for trading, which is kind of like a passive trading system for altcoins, where you take profits and you roll them over into very long-term positional trades or swing trades on altcoins. I think is a good strategy, something that we've employed before, something that we're currently doing with Litecoin right now, for example. The other thing that you can do is, I think, if you're looking to actively trade the Binance markets or the alt BTC markets, the alt USDT markets, or whatever it is, with the same frequency, with the same strategy that you've tested on Bitcoin or Ethereum, for example, because I think one might be using a different system for BTC USD and Ethereum, or the major dollar pairs, due to their liquidity and the way their market structure works, and then altcoins, which are a slightly different animal, quite a different animal. Then again, with the access that margin gives you, I think a good starting determination is to take lower risk on Binance altcoins. So maybe a 80-20 split or a 70-30 split. And then as one's confidence, again, your back testing results are going to matter because your strategy might work very well on BTC-USD and ETH-USD and just okay with Binance alts, which still justifies trading them, but might require a modification of your strategy as far as position sizing and portfolio allocation go. If it's the other way around and your Binance alt trading is outperforming your BTC-ETH-USD, then you would want to have that split the other way. Or if they're about equal, then I think 50-50 sounds fair to me. And again, you can do that 50-50 by actually keeping the majority of capital on something like Binance because you're going to need that capital because you're not going to have access to margin to trade these alt markets, while you can use margin to have less capital on ByBit and still trade the correct position sizes based on your total risk profile. Plus Connect. Plus token was an inside job, says Cryptonomics, and Jack comments, inside as in it was set up as a Ponzi scheme from the beginning. There was no DLT technology, even if it started as a website and SQL database. Plus Connect indeed. And then Cryptonomics follows up with Hex Connect. Yeah, so I'm going to be... So by request, by the way, Ghost and Ahmed, thank you so much for the subs over there on YouTube, my good friends. So I'm really curious. Actually, I'm really not. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm not really that curious about Hex. It sounds weird to me. I want to do some more research into this. I know the snapshot's coming up on December 2nd. I just really haven't cared to look into it. But by request, I'm going to spend some time over the weekend and do some reading into this Hex Connect, as you will. Not a huge fan of Richard Hart. I don't think that he is... I guess I don't have a strong opinion on him as an individual. I think that as an individual, I think he's actually quite interesting. The few interviews or things of Richard Hart that I've seen, like he seems like an interesting character. His opinions seem interesting. He seems like somebody who does kind of think outside the box, somebody I would probably enjoy talking to or having an interview with. But I'm not going, I don't put my stamp of approval or seal of approval or even like mediocre seal of approval on something that just doesn't make sense to me. And from what I've heard or what I've read about Hex, I don't like, just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It does seem very, very, very promotion-y, right? Which always gives me the hackles when I'm dealing with cryptocurrency investment. Now I know that a lot of people are excited about it, so it's probably going to pump. It might not be a bad positional system, but the way it's set up, it's not like you can just buy it and trade it speculatively. You really kind of have to make a commitment to it, which I'm very iffy about. I'm very, very iffy about. Again, as with the picking all winners and losers, and maybe somebody can educate me more, but the fact that you have to sign a transaction with your BTC wallet and sign your UTXO, I don't like that. Again, I need to educate myself a little bit more on it because probably my initial concerns are probably unjustified as far as that goes. But then we just kind of get into like, why does this make more sense than other things out there that are actively building a platform? I mean, here's what kind of turns me off about Hex initially is that it is like literally its main selling point is price appreciation. Not product, not platform, not use case, not making the world a better place. It's entirely being marketed as this will make you rich, which is a huge red flag for me. It's a huge red flag for me, right? Okay, to our next story, guys. So a recent BBC investigation claims to have revealed a link between Russia's spy agency, the Federal Security Bureau, or the Federal Security Service, FSS or FSB, depending on who you ask, and the collapse of the WEX cryptocurrency exchange in 2018. Now, the story begins with the now defunct crypto exchange BTC-E. Now, the Russian-based BTC-E was one of the oldest and biggest Bitcoin exchanges around in the early years of the Bitcoin scene, of the Bitcoin markets. But it developed a notoriously shady reputation as being heavily reliant on a criminal customer base. Now, BTC-E abruptly closed following a bust by the FBI in 2017, and its mastermind, Alexander Vinnik, was arrested in Greece, and he is still awaiting extradition to the United States. Vinnik was later named as also being involved in the Mt. Gox heist of 2013, and that some of those stolen coins did end up on BTC-E. Now, BTC-E relaunched almost immediately under a new name, wicks, and was being run by BTC-E's former lead tech, Alexander. Let's see here. Let's give it a try. Bilyuchenko. We'll call him Billy for the purposes of this story. That might make it a little easier. Now, Billy attempted to sell the WEX exchange to a wealthy Russian businessman, Konstantin Malofeyev. My guys over in Russia watching this right now are throwing knives at the screen at my pronunciation. We'll call him Malfoy for the rest of this. Konstantin Malfoy, which this BBC investigation claims has ties to the Kremlin. And even an SFB operative himself, that this individual, Konstantin Malfoy, is an FSB operative himself, directly working for the Russian government. Now, based on a secret recording obtained by the BBC, which is really kind of the smoking gun of this investigation, it appears that Malfoy was acting as a protector and a go-between between the FSB and what they wanted from Billy and the WEX cryptocurrency exchange. And Billy was told the FSB wanted to get WEX under their control and that the money would go to the FSB fund. So kind of an extortion attempt here from the FSB to receive funding for the federal secret spy agency. So basically the entire thing paraphrased is, quote, "The only reason you're not in custody is because I told them you're with me and they are looking out for you. But you promised Anton, who is referenced in the papers as another FSB agent, to hand over the data. So they're going to come for you and you had better cooperate." So again, this is a message from the FSB to Konstantin, to Billy, who was operating the WEX exchange. That was apparently the message from FSB, from the FSB to the operator of the WEX cryptocurrency exchange. That basically the only reason that he's not in custody in Russia is because this FSB agent, I believe this is Konstantin Malfoy, said, "Hey, don't worry about that guy. He's with me. He's with us. He's a good guy." But, and then kind of pushing the thumbtacks into his nails saying, "Hey man, because I took care of you and protected you, you're going to have to turn over your exchange to us because we want that cheddar," is the way that I'm reading this. Now, what the FSB apparently wanted was not only to shake down Billy of the BTC-E now WEX funds, so all the funds on the WEX cryptocurrency exchange, but also their user database that was suspected to contain many Russian criminals of interest to the Intelligence Bureau who were using the WEX cryptocurrency exchange to launder money. Now, this data transfer is said to have occurred in mid-May, while with the BBC claiming that WEX's known wallets showed 30,000 Bitcoin and 700,000 Litecoin left on the exchange as of May 16th, 2018. Now, then in mid-July of 2018, Billy met with two FSB agents in Moscow. And over the course of 5 hours, the agents pressured Billy to hand over the WEX user database. In another recording, Malfoy suspects that Billy did not hand over all of the BTC-E/WEX funds, and that he was holding out on him and the FSB. Paraphrased in the recording, quote, "There is a great deal of suspicion among all involved that you're holding, Billy, more of the Bitcoin stash than what you put on WEX." Basically, that he had more funds from BTC-E that he had in cold storage or on another in another location on another wallet that was not put in the BTC-E wallet. Your role in BTC-E is obvious, and BTC-E had much more than what ended up on WEX. You're only afloat because I told the FSB that you're mine and that I'm responsible for you, but you have to give them what they want. Again, this is pressure being put on the operator of the now WEX exchange from the agent from the FSB to cooperate and hand over all the funds and the user database to the FSB, which again, at this point in time in the narrative, he has already handed over the user database. Now, based on the recordings being reported on here by the BBC, it is unclear whether Billy ended up handing over the user database to the FSB. The speculation is that he fears crossing the criminals involved in laundering billions of dollars through BTC-E and WEX more than he does being arrested or prosecuted by the FSB, which, overall, I would say is kind of a positive thing. I would say, I think that many people, and again, this is just, one individual, and this is a very shady circumstance, but I think a lot of individuals are of the kind of idea that, Russia is absolutely, completely totalitarian like North Korea is. And here we have an individual that's far more afraid of the criminals in the country than the government, which is generally a good sign that your government could be a whole lot worse. For example, like you go down to Venezuela, and I think typically people want to deal with the criminals more than the government. So that's a good barometer of how corrupt your country is. Are you more afraid of the criminals? Or are you more afraid of the government? And once you get to that level where you're more afraid of the government, you need to emigrate. You need to get the hell out. Now, BTC-E has already been accused of laundering up to 400,000 of the Bitcoin stolen from Mt. Gox. Now, with the BTC-E funds suspected to have been moved to WEX, or another wallet under Billy's control, it's possible some of the Mt. Gox Bitcoin was among the 30,000 Bitcoin given up to the FSB in that May 2018 transfer of not only the user database, but the WEX funds. Now, a Russian law firm is said to be tracking some of the Mt. Gox coins and even claims to, quote, have identified an unspecified number of alleged criminals in Russia who may have direct or indirect access to Bitcoin wallets, which may or may not be holding some of the missing Mt. Gox Bitcoins. Now, there is currently still legal action taking place in Japan and internationally by creditors to track and recover by any means possible the stolen Mt. Gox coins. So far, good luck on that. So this is very controversial. This is very telling. I highly recommend you guys go read this article and do your research on this. I would really like to hear your thoughts. It seems that the pressing questions here are, do we think that there is telling evidence from these recordings and from this investigation from the BBC that the FSB was directly involved in attempting to extort the cryptocurrency exchange WEX after its previous owner, the previous owner of BTC-E had already been indicted by the FBI in Greece, awaiting extradition to the United States. So again, another individual who was at BTC-E modified the name to WEX, relaunched it. A lot of the funds apparently went missing, and the FSB approached that exchange, put pressure on this individual, this Alexander, running the exchange, to not only hand over the user database, which they wanted because it contained the list of criminals who were laundering money on that particular cryptocurrency exchange. They also wanted to seize the funds, the cryptocurrency funds on that exchange, to fund their own agency as well. And then when we tie in the fact that the Mt. Gox coins are tied in with this, because again, the original individual involved with BTC-E is associated with the Mt. Gox heist. And again, those coins ended up on the BTC-E exchange. And again, we have to realize that a lot of those funds did end up going missing. So this is a huge story. This is a huge, huge part of early Bitcoin. And so I think disassociated from what people think about the fundamentals now. There was so much craziness that happened in early Bitcoin history with the large amounts of coins that were moved around and distributed. Bitcoin was used in a completely different way over its first 4 or 5 years than it is today, with institutions stepping in and beginning to overall, sort of, I wouldn't say clean up, but significantly modify the Wild West of the space as we become more and more official. And I think that a lot of individuals who were early adopters into Bitcoin look at that as something completely different, and potentially why we see this large kind of, I wouldn't say wealth transference, but this large transference of dominance or interest in the market from early speculators who already hit it big and are exiting the market, and this new wave of speculators who are here to take Bitcoin from current price to 100,000. So let me know your comments down below if you're watching this for a Crypto Currently clip or a Breaking Bitcoins bit. And let me know in the live chat now what you guys think about this. I'm actually going to start going through your comments right now. Blockchain gains, don't worry about it, my friend. Got a lot of conversation about Hex right now. Jack says a lot of Russian gangsters and scammers and dark web types laundered a lot of money on BTC-E. Russian intelligence would understandably want a look at those books and seize the funds. Jack, this is not related to what we're talking about, but Jack does have a good point here. Something about Richard Hart's approach is people get a scammy vibe and write it off, but those same guys have bags of worthless shitcoins with no main nets and low prospects. Yeah, and Aditya, that's a great comment. The image of Bitcoin as a hub of illegal activity originated from these days, what we just discussed with the early days of Bitcoin. We have been tamed, but there will be repercussions of the earlier actions of the community. You're right. You're right. It is a public blockchain, and all bills come due. All bills come due. That's why it's very important to live your best, most honest, ethical life, because all the bad checks that you write will come due. Will come due, generally when you least expect them. In conclusion, be excellent to one another. All right. Now, the last topic that we're going to cover today. The last topic that we're going to cover today comes to us from cryptonewsflash.com. And we're going to be talking about Germany going pro-crypto as the European Union is potentially going to allow banks to hold Bitcoin with the new European Union law. This is big, guys. This is big. So far, as we've discussed many times on this channel, the banking and financial regulatory world has taken largely a negative approach to cryptocurrencies and digital assets such as Bitcoin, with concerns of money laundering and terrorist financing commonly cited, as we just referenced in the previous article. However, this seems to be turning around, with a recent European version to the, quote, fourth money laundering directive, end quote, providing banks in the European Union with room to explore digital assets and related services to their customers. Now, the European Union has signed a new bill on the fourth money laundering directive, and it is scheduled to be enforced sometime in 2020. Until now, European Union banking institutions were prohibited from offering virtual assets or storing them for their customers. But not anymore with this latest revision coming into play. Now, Germany's national parliament has recently taken this opportunity of shifting EU policy to implement their own bill, which aims to offer simplifications and outlines for German banks excited to get involved with this new initiative. Now, so by next year, by 2020, banks in Germany are expected to be able to offer their customers cryptocurrencies alongside traditional financial instruments and investment products. Now, experts welcome this decision and now view Germany as a future leader in adoption and innovation of the crypto space in Europe. Sven Hildebrandt, head of the consulting firm DLC, stated, quote, Germany is well on its way to crypto heaven. The German legislator is playing a pioneering role in the regulation of crypto custody, end quote. Now, in a statement from the German Banking Association, they described their members as having a wealth of experience in keeping client assets secure, with a strong track record in security and risk management. German banks also have the added benefit of ongoing monitoring, oversight, and compliance from the Financial Supervisor Authority. So, unfortunately, though, on the other side of the argument, some critics fear that banks could aggressively advertise cryptocurrencies and hurt retail investors. Boo! Stop the hate! Financial expert Niels Neuhauser explained, quote, basically, banks sell a wide variety of financial products if the commission is right. And if they are allowed to sell cryptocurrencies and store them for a fee, there is a risk that they will sell their customers' assets with a total risk of loss without them knowing what they are getting into, end quote. You know, I've seen this argument many, many times. This is the nanny state argument that we have to protect investors from their own investments. And at the end of the day, I will not accept the argument that it is the regulator's job to stop grown investors who are aware of researching the risk themselves from not investing in what they want to invest in. All of that effort, all of that money, all of those jobs that are poured into reviewing what the best regulation is to stop people from investing their money into something that could hurt them, all of that money needs to be poured into the public school system and private school system to better educate individuals in financial literacy as they are young, because it is not the government or any agency's job to tell any human person on planet Earth who is an adult and educated that they can or cannot invest in whatever they want. It's your money. That is the entire point of Bitcoin. Sovereign money, unconfiscatable funds, uncensorable money that you can send wherever you want, that you can do whatever you want with no third-party permission, with no centralized authority. And that is the control that we need to get away from the regulators, right? That regulation is not there. It is not there to help the retail investor. It is not there to help the retail investor. And if it is designed to do that, it's doing a terrible, awful job. Education as a youth in financial literacy, how markets operate and how to save for the future, how to protect yourself, how to invest, that is absolutely vital information that every youth needs to know, because we live in a digital asset world. We live in a world of investment. We live in a world where you either save your money or you don't. 80% of individuals in America right now do not have $1,000 in savings. 60% of individuals in America live paycheck to paycheck. And these conditions are not unique to America. These are very common the entire developed world over. And this is not because of regulation, this is because of a lack of financial literacy in youth education. That's it. Governments and regulators are not out to help retail investors. All of this regulation comes from an attempt to bolster their own profits and create the separation between the outside club and the inside club. And we need to knock that damn wall down. Educate your kids on financial literacy. Educate your kids on how to invest. That and ethics are the two most important things you can teach your kids. financial literacy, and ethics. Getting back to this particular story, economist Fabio De Masi continues to warn that the banks have already waited for this moment to enter this lucrative business. However, sufficient information on the subject of cryptocurrencies and an explanation of the resulting risks must not be lacking. Quote, the banks are hot on profits from crypto transactions, but financial consumer protection must not be undermined, end quote. Again, this is nonsense. Financial consumer protection does not protect consumers from the world of finance. It ensures profits for big banks. If you want to protect consumers, educate them when they're young. Don't block them from investments. Because again, those same protections, all they do is limit the ability of the retail speculator to actively manage their own portfolio, forces them to trust your Vanguards, your index funds, your traditional investments, your brokerage funds, your Fidelities, your all these, your Charles Schwabs, your TD Ameritrades, these managed funds that are controlled and regulated by the same individuals, by the same regulators, telling you what you as an individual can and cannot invest in individually because it's too risky for you. Remember, these are the same regulators that would have kept you out of investing early into Bitcoin, that do not allow you to invest early due to accredited investor laws, that do not allow you to invest early into startups or companies because it's too risky, because they don't want you to get those returns and gains. They don't want to open those up to everybody. Everybody knows that early entrances into investments is what pays off. In fact, this is potentially one of the best altcoin investment strategies. Small positions spread out across small projects that have the highest probability to appreciate wildly. So fresh coins that have launched, or ICOs or IEOs or STOs. Again, I'm very, very interested in investing in STOs. I am, me personally, I qualified to be an accredited investor in several STOs that have launched, not only here in America, but also elsewhere where funding was available to American accredited investors. I've taken place in the two token sales here in the United States that received SEC A+ regulation approval. That would be Props, and that would be Blockstack. All right, great. And again, just word there that I see on the chat, the small glitch that was there for those of you guys who are trying to go to the website and sign up for the Black Friday deal, the small glitch that was there for the sign up has been fixed. That small zombie glitch has been fixed. And Ben, huge shout out to Ben, the co-founder of Cracking Cryptocurrency. He was up literally all night. I think he's gotten maybe 2 hours of sleep, and we just pulled him back up out of his slumber to fix that problem. Fantastic work, man. Honestly, could not run this operation without him. Make sure you guys give him a huge shout out and send him some good heart hand emojis, because he is one of the strong pulses that keep this operation going. Now, my final thoughts on this article right here are that this step that's being taken by Germany and the European Union may be an important one towards promoting the mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Although it doesn't necessarily lead down a path of networks buzzing with peer-to-peer transactions and decentralized contracts, this sort of institutional support, particularly in the form of custodial storage and financial products based on crypto holdings, could bolster the case for digital gold, store of value for Bitcoin, and see it made available to a larger customer base as a speculative instrument, thus giving it actually legs to compete with things like shares and securities. And again, we've talked about this many, many times. You guys can go back to videos that I shot literally in 2018. Lower quality videos for sure, but you guys can go back to this. There's a video back in 2018, multiple videos where I talk about this concept. How Bitcoin will be marketed, what will be the really huge impetus for the next massive bull rally. Right? I talked about this all the way before the crash in the 2019 run-up. This 2019 run-up is nothing to what we'll see in the future. The way that markets are made, I think the video is called How Markets Are Made, the institutionalization of Bitcoin. banks and financial institutions establish positions, and this process can take years. This process can take years. That's why, again, strong hands for Bitcoin. Those of you guys who have just entered since 2016, I'm not sure you guys understand strong hands yet. Even if, like me, you lived through, you went through the 2016 to 2017 run up, the 2018 crash, the 2019 run up, and what I feel we are experiencing now, which is the 2019 bear market or potential beginnings of one. The possibility of the 5 to 10 year long strong hand mentality that you have to have if you really want to be a hodler, I think is difficult. I think potentially people haven't accepted that yet, right? I think there's a lot of people that if they don't get rich in 2020 with the run up to the halvening, I think that's going to be a very, very, very strong inflection sell-off catalyst point. Very strong. That's why I think Willy Woo is spot on with the money over there talking about the threat still remains to descend much lower than 6,000 this year and 2020. So far, 2019 has been an anomaly. And that's because we're in a different market structure. So institutions accumulate positions. They create financial investment vehicles and financial products that they can market that are based off of the underlying asset. They don't sell the underlying asset. They hold the underlying asset. They create derivatives of the underlying asset. They market those products to pension funds, hedge funds, managers, active managers, ETFs, all of these things, all of these investment vehicles to capture money. Then they profit off of them over and over and over and over again. So when there are mainstream financial products that are derivatives based off Bitcoin, that's when we will see the next massive BTC rally. Probably not before then, potentially before then. We'll see what happens with the halvening. The option is still there. It could go either way at this point in time. Fundamentally, for a massive run up to the halvening, unlikely to broach all-time highs. I think that's unlikely at this point in time. But we'll see. We'll see. We're unaware. There are some variables here, such as the pending economic recession, such as the economy on the kind of tilt of chaos right now, such as global political instability, Brexit, China, the US trade war. All of these things can contribute to Bitcoin doing quite well as a store of value, especially with these initiatives happening. Bitcoin can, as something that people can just enter into. They don't need that financial intermediary. People can just go into Bitcoin. We're already seeing people make that shift and view Bitcoin more as a store of value. We're already seeing that happening. And it is possible that kicks off enough with all of this positive news coming out that can really fuel the acceleration early before the financial institutions had anticipated it. And that's what's really awesome about what's going on here, guys. The scenario that I just laid out to you, that the next bull run is likely to not occur until financial institutions have established their fundamental underlying positions in the underlying asset and built investment vehicles and products and derivatives based on top of the underlying asset and marketed them to retail. That is how things have the highest probability to play out. But what's so amazing about where we are in Bitcoin right now is that because you can just go get Bitcoin with no need for third-party permission, we can flip the script. That's always there. And that's what's so awesome and exciting and wonderful about this space that we're in. Because the same opportunities that it gives individuals on a personal level to send non-censorable funds anywhere in the world in an unconfiscatable fashion, the same thing applies to our market. That's why I love being here. All right, so as we kind of wind down on BTC here, we are consolidating underneath the point of control intraday above VWAP, meaning short positions are what we'd be looking for. I would be wary for a liquidity raid right above this high before a move to the downside. or look for confirmation above that level to get a breakout trade. Right now, as we can see, time transformation gave us the crossover here. We have crossed below the 0 line. We are forming a lower low on time transformation, as well as in price action. We formed a lower low here. So I'd be cautious. And here we go. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see if we get another wick down. But again, consolidating underneath, the position is not to be long at this point in time. The position is to be looking for, again, at least intraday down to 76.32. And again, on a higher time frame scale, I think if we kind of zoom out to that 4 hour and take a look at the Meso-timeframe picture. I got to, I'm going to have to fix that. And look at that Meso-timeframe picture again. Where I am, most of the analysts are, is waiting for this movement down to about the $73.50 area for these lows to be tagged to take price up to the upside. And then again, to be establishing shorts around the $8,000 level. All right, so with that being said, guys, the website Discord integration is all fixed, ready to go. Ben pushed that last little update through. If you guys are sitting on the fence and looking to take advantage of the Black Friday sale, this will be good all throughout the weekend. It is live now. You can take advantage of this. It will end after the show on Monday, so 2 p.m. Central Time on Monday is when the sale will end. If you guys are interested, all you have to do is go to crackingcryptocurrency.com. You can click on plans and pricing to see all the details about our Black Friday sale. And here are the coupon codes that you guys can use at checkout. You guys can pay with PayPal, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever your personal payment method is of choice. Credit and debit cards through the API process there too as well. You can use coupon code CCBF19-50 to receive 50% off. Again, only the first 15 individuals who sign up will get that. After that, it'll show the coupon code is expired, and coupon code CCBF1930 will give you 30% off for the entirety of the sale. Again, sale open until Monday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And you will need Discord to sign up on the website, to create an account on the website where you can manage your membership. You can pause, renew, downgrade, upgrade, all of that from the website. And this will allow us to put the Online Learning Academy on later. It will also allow us to put our online forum on. All of these things are going to be building up on the website to be our, again, best online learning academy hub that we possibly can to disseminate all of our information and education that we've amassed as a trader, as a trading group over the last many years. So really excited, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who worked on this, who made it possible. Huge shout out to Ben, who stayed up with me all night long to get this done. Super champion over there, man. Huge shout out to you, my friend. And yeah, pretty excited, man. Looking forward to working with and mentoring the new members in the group. This is available to current subscribers as well. So if you want to extend your subscription, as a lot of you guys do, kind of pick up that yearly when the Black Friday sale comes around, you guys are free to do that as well. And, you know, big shout out to everybody who's doing good in the ByBit Brawl right now. Bitcoin competition going on live. We are actively trading. If you're in the Bitcoin Brawl with us as a team and you haven't been added to the private channel yet, make sure to send an email to support@crackingcryptocurrency.com so we can get you added. Other than that, good day, man. All right, guys. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin. Of course, I have been your host, Justin Wise. I am the lead analyst and co-founder at crackingcryptocurrency.com. There are links down in the description if you're new to the channel or if you've been sitting on the fence about how to get involved with our community, about how to sign up, about how to trade with us, and just to join our free community as well. Make sure you do that. Hop in the Discord at discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com, where you can participate in our community, share your TA, learn from some of the best. We do provide for our free community analysis and signals as well as educational material. So excited to see you guys in there, and I just love to see our community grow. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the support, everything you guys do to make this possible and to make this just an awesome place to be every single day. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, or death threats, you can leave them in the comment section here on YouTube at yt.crackingcryptocurrency.com. If you happen to be watching on a different platform after the show ends, we will be back Monday at noon Central Time for the rest of the week. I know I got a lot of questions about when are the other streamers going to take over for the weekend. We're still working on setting that up. It takes a process to get all the cameras right, to get the audio right, to get the studio set up. So we are actively working on that. It will be very, very soon. You will be able to see CC content on the weekend, the trading and analysis of our other team members and analysts being brought to you guys as we grow and expand. Look out for the Silvio Macaulay interview coming. I'm not sure if it'll be released over the weekend, but it should be released very, very soon. Following that, we'll be doing Samson Mao from Blockstream, Naomi Brockwell, and many, many, many others to follow that as well, just to give you a taste. Let's see here. We talked about the Black Friday deal. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic weekend. Trade safely. Don't get pushed around by the Bitcoin market. CME expiration is tonight, so be on the lookout for any large scammy movements. Trade safely, trust your strategy, and build your system. Remember, the road to consistently profitable trading begins on the pathway to profit. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Trade safely and be good for the weekend.